Cam said I'm built like Uncle Ben from Spider-Man. I lost my muscle.
Oh man.
Wow.
Oh man.
You just
What a
love the
day.
sound. I mean, it's the Clear Vision Podcast, and my voice is John. You got my boy Trevo,
Yeah.
my dog Eli,
What up? What up?
and then yours truly, Brian J on the board.
Here.
And like I said, man, it's the Clear Vision Podcast. Y'all love this song as much as we do. We got a great episode ahead of us today, man. We got a great guest ahead of us today. But first, Trevor, where can they find you?
You can find us at Spotify, Apple Podcasts, of course, here at YouTube. Be sure to subscribe, leave a comment, like the video, leave a 5-star rating on all of our podcast stores. Engage with us, connect with us. We're growing. We hope you grow with us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Eli, bro, how can they talk to us? How can they
Man, communicate with us, man. The clearvisionpod@gmail.com, clearvisionpod@gmail.com. Go there, leave your listen letter, man. We're lacking the listen letters this season, but it's okay, man. Okay. You know, but as soon as you guys get it rolling, you know, we'll be happy again. But until then, we'll probably be a little depressed, but it's okay.
Goodness.
So hit us up on that, bro. And if you don't want to go to the Gmail, if you don't want to be an old person like us, man, go ahead and go to Instagram. You can leave it, you know, if you see a clip on Instagram, you know, you can leave it in the comments, your listening letter. If you're already in YouTube, you like to watch our video on YouTube, you can leave your listen letter there. Just let us know that it's your listen letter. Let us know if you want us to shout you out or not. We are going to take care of you. But yes, clearvisionpod@gmail.com. And if you want to be on the show, man, and you've been watching and you think you're ready, come on, we ready for you. So
that's a big fact.
Facts.
Hey, BJ, man, they say it doesn't run the world, but I think it makes the world go round. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're saying. I want to talk to the visionaries real quick. Are you expecting an unexpected blessing from God?
Wow.
Then so are we. Blessed are $, Clear Vision Pod, man. Once again, $, Clear Vision Pod, man.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Giving him that job is the best job ever, bro. He making me want to give, and
I stop everything I'm doing, obviously, every time. But when just to hear what BJ's gonna say this week, you know, I'm like, you know,
he's made for it.
Oh man,
he is made for it.
Also, don't forget to follow us on our Instagram, man, and like Trev, Eli, BJ, just doing all this stuff, man, just brings y'all closer to us, man. It elevates us. Comment, man, you know, like pictures, shoot, repost stories we post. We always posting stories. Just engage with us, man. We appreciate it every time it happens. Yeah, man, but without further ado, I'm gonna introduce our guest for the episode today, man.
Amen.
I can say my brother, another one of my line brothers I have on here. A great man, bro, a great role model, man, inspiration, man. We're talking about he was a part of the city council, bro, at Prairie View A&M University. He served in SGA while I was there, man. He was a speaker. People actually like sat and watched him speak, bro. I remember my first time seeing this man was during a prayer around the water fountain. And I just thought, bro, I was like, man, he's tall and he has a voice that really like projects, bro. Like you have to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Man, I could ramble on and on and on and on about this brother. A very curious, wise, and knowledge-seeking brother as well. This is my dog Xante, Wallace, man. Everybody, welcome.
He pulled out all the words for you, big dog.
You never told me you met me at the fountain.
Bro, that was the first, you know, as I was speaking, bro, I was like, man, that's the first time I really saw him on campus. It was my freshman year. And I think I was just walking to the MSC, bro, and everybody was gathered around and you were speaking, bro, very loud like you do. I mean, I say that, but he does that like, that's just him, bro. He's a speaker, bro. Xante, bro, we usually start episodes off with talking about our past week, man, and how it was and everything like that. So I mean, shoot, whoever wants to start us off can kick it off, man.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and pick it up, man. This last week was good. My kids and my wife are still in Houston, of course. Vacating. They're having a great time. I just, say a prayer for them to make sure, keep them safe. Man, all these shootings that's been going on in the world got me a little, got my anxiety. I can't protect them, when they're far away from me. But when they're away from me, I just give them to God, and who can protect them better. So I've had a really good week, man. Got to hang out with my boy John and Jack Cam, and watch the finals. So man, I've been chilling, man. I've been getting some. I've been relaxing, so it's been good.
Sleeping good.
Oh yes, sleeping great, man. I ain't slept this good, man. I just woke up from a nap. Praise God.
Oh, praise God.
Yeah.
You deserve it, bro. You deserve it.
I heard you on the piano, bro. You sound good, man.
You heard me, bro. I'm practicing. I'm getting back to. I ain't touched it since we moved back, bro. So I'm glad to hear that, bro. I'm glad to hear that, man.
I know exactly what
you're saying. Eli Legend. Come on.
There we go.
I love it. I'm gonna pick up real quick after Eli, real fast, man. It's gonna be quick for me. I just want to say I'm thankful. This last week, I've grown. I've gotten stronger. As y'all know, I've been through a lot. The month of May was probably the craziest month of my life. Got married, lost a lot of people, but I was able to rebound from that thanks to God, thanks to my family, thanks to all of you, and I'm just getting stronger, bro. I have a more of an appreciation on life, more of an appreciation on time. And I'm blessed to be spending time with you guys and just being here on this podcast. Like everything is just a bit more sweet, and that's kind of how I'm moving. So I'm thankful, bro. I'm grateful. And yeah, man, that's how I'm living.
Yes, sir.
Great answer.
I'll go ahead and go praise God. Simplicity is key, Trevor. And I like how that was straight to the point, man. I want to do the same, man. My last 7 days, I do want to say, one, shout out to Big Seven, man. Shout out to Big Seven.
Shout out to him, man.
Spent some good quality time with my son. And I feel like I want to talk to the visionaries and just say, this submission word, I've kind of been hearing it more recently, just in a relationship aspect. But I think when you get to the point where you fully submit to God and God's will, at first, it may, seem like, you may have your reservations on doing it. But after you see certain things happening and certain things shifting in your favor because you submitted to the will of God, it's interesting to watch. So honestly, this weekend, just being with my son and just like reminiscing on all the different ways like the enemy tried to stop this from happening. Yeah. And the fact that I was in the midst of that, man, and it's just based off of me submitting to God and God's will and the purpose that God has on my life. So I just want, so whoever that was for, whichever visionary, man, just submit. I mean, not even just to some nigga or some girl, man. Submit to God first. And everything else gonna fall in line. Praise God. Great answer. Great answer, Pete.
Great answer,
bro. Well, I'll pick up, man.
He's locked in.
Yeah, he is. Bro, BJ, I do like that, bro, because surrender has been like one of my main like goals for 2022 is just surrendering to like life, period. And so like I seen something talking about this gardener tried to make his plants grow, but all he had to do was plant the seed. And it was gonna do his thing. So yeah, man, my week was good, bro. It was good seeing Eli, man. It was just good, man. I started a 1,000-piece puzzle. We're gonna start working on it. Shout out to Cam, and your significant y'all playing Taboo, bro. Y'all don't understand what that did, bro. That really made me, and it's just a game, bro. Just a little game. It made me really like, he was like, man, it's halftime, y'all trying to play? I'm like, dang, what do couples do on at halftime, bro? Get on their phone, do their own thing, bro. But doing that, I was like, damn, we played what, 4 rounds, Eli?
Yeah, we did. We whipped that tail too.
No, bro. Hey, bro. Anyway. No, bro, it's just I was like, man, that is a way, like a tactic, bro. Like, a couple can do just to spend time with each other, bro, learn each other, have fun. That's
Absolutely.
not involving cell phones or electronics, period, bro.
Right.
We need to. I think that's important, bro. Just sometimes disconnect. I told Trev, was it last week? I was like, bro, I might get a flip phone, bro. All you
Yeah,
do
tell
is
me that.
use it what it's for. You know what I'm saying? You don't need.
DJ's like I can.
No,
No, facts, bro.
don't do that, John.
Facts. Bro, men
Can't be in
were
no
more
group chats.
productive, bro. Men were more okay, I'm not gonna just say men. People were more productive back in the day, bro, with flip phones, bro. Like
Yeah, they
our
were.
smartphones are so distracting. We can't do anything
Yeah.
without, being distracted by some notification,
A
something. When it's
notification.
like
Yeah.
a phone is a phone. We're supposed to
But
be
you're
communicating.
but you're putting too much control in the phone.
What do you mean?
You as an individual, you should be able to
Balance.
have that control. So I don't think it's if you get a flip phone now, you're not gonna be distracted. You'll just replace it with something else, like
I
porn.
agree.
That is a good point.
Oh my Jesus.
That's a whole nother topic.
Wow.
We don't click on that though.
Hey, Eli, BJ, one today,
Porn is
man.
whack.
BJ,
Porn
no,
is
you
whack.
should be hitting like this.
Hey, that's gonna be on a t-shirt. Porn is whack. Hashtag. Porn is whack.
Oh, it is.
You need to add that to the merch, bro.
Let it go, man. I was gonna say it, bro. Stop
Porn
watching
is
porn.
whack.
If you're watching this, stop watching porn. Bro.
Oh my God, Trev, I love, bro. You just had a Kanye moment, bro, and I love it, bro. It was good. It was, and I'm rooting
I'm
for
gonna
you.
leave it there.
I'm rooting for you. You know,
We're
what
gonna have
I'm
a
saying?
podcast specifically on that, but I'll leave it.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
Where's the gunshot? Wait.
Porn is whack, bro. I'm dead. All right, but no, my week was good, bro. Xante, I'll pass it on to you.
Y'all blessed on me. I'll tell you that. Nah, my week was blessed. Reading more books, working out more. I really got into roller skating. Roller skating.
Wow.
I mean, that right there has been the hobby that I've been missing for a lifetime. I've always kind of skated, but I never really found the groove of skating. So I've been roller skating dang near every other day at this point. I'm
Damn.
trying to get my skills up. Yeah.
Your ankles are sore.
Actually, it builds ankle muscle.
It does. No, it does.
I don't know what the muscle is for your ankles, but it builds ankle muscle.
Yeah, that
Thigh
ligament right
muscle.
there. Yeah, it builds
It gives you
something.
ham hocks. I mean, it definitely
Right.
gets you together. Like, so, roller skating a lot. I've been getting on my entrepreneurial endeavors. Right now, I'm a school teacher, so I'm in my summertime. So, even though it's peacetime, I still prepare for war. So, I'm getting all my
Praise
stuff
God.
together. Just happy to see family, happy to get some sleep, and I'm planning my next big move. So,
There we
it's
go.
been a real positive week for me.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah. Good answer.
Man, real
Yeah.
quick, Xante, bro, what is your current read? Is there like a book that you're currently reading that you would recommend, bro? I'm looking for my next one. I just finished one, and I'm looking for the next one. Do you have one off the top?
Yeah, so my current read is The History of the Black Dollar by Angel Rich, where she talks about how the black dollar has evolved, how it's been lost, how it's been brought back, how it's been taken away from the days of slavery of 1619 up to 2017. So it just gives a real good chronological order of where we are now, how we got here, where are some time frames that we built it up, where are some time frames that we lost it, when
Wow.
with racism was our own shortcomings. It's just a really good book, real comprehensive, and it just leads you down a good pathway about community development.
Where are we at now?
When it comes to the black dollar,
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty poor. Back then, when Harriet Tubman, when she was doing her thing, one of the things after slavery, black people were protesting because black people were making 63 cents on a dollar compared to the white man. And we're now at, and this was up to 2017. We're up to 2017 now. A few years ago when the demographics and statistics came out, we were making 67 cents on a dollar.
Sure.
So we went about 400 years and we only went up 4 cents.
Dang.
That doesn't tell you where we are as the economy of black people. That is pretty telling.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, That's kind of crazy that we kind of went into this tread, bro. That was maybe God asking that. Yeah, facts.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So how do we fix that, bro? What is the fix? I mean, obvious. I don't know if protesting gonna work.
So I think there's a couple things that we got to do. So if you go to like the Asian community and
We
you
got a
ask,
big one in
who,
Oklahoma.
you ask, yeah, you ask like, who are y'all leaders, right? A lot of times when you think about it, you can't really think of like a major national Asian leader or or a national Jewish leader. Their leadership comes in their family values, so they don't have to worry about the individual teaching because it's taught in every household, it's taught in every nucleus, and they have strict group economic values where we're going to make sure we pull our people in first. We're going to teach our kids the value of the dollar. We're going to go ahead and infiltrate whatever part of the economy, whether it's the nail salon, whether it's a gas station, and we're going to train up the child in the way that we want them to be trained up. So whenever they get to that coming of age, it's time for them to take over the family business. And they always have a strict, philosophy. We spend with our own, and it's only our community where when we talk about spending with our own, where we complain about our own. Like I would spend with the black business, but they have poor customer service, or they have poor this and poor that. And granted, yeah, I do agree that there should be a certain level of efficiency that all black businesses should have, but the philosophy of the communities is regardless if you're doing bad at the business, then we're not going to oust you. We're going to help you get to a level that we need. Then we're going to continue to spend with you regardless. So, a lot of times when it comes to black businesses, if they got extra dollars, they would get those things. They would get the more employees. They would have better customer service. But we would just complain and actually put our money where our mouth is, while other communities, they say, look, we'll tell you what the problem is, but we'll also bring you the solution. So I think if you had to put it down to a process of four things, one, it starts with the family values, right? It don't matter if Jay-Z's family doing it. We don't dictate the progress of a race by the individual. We do it by the group. So one, you do family values. Two, I think next is teach financial literacy. So
Come on.
if we making money, but every time we get a dollar and we spend it and we're not saving it, then it's not really doing anything for us. And it's crazy. A lot of times we think of living check to check. We think about it as, poor people or lower socioeconomic background. But we got athletes that live check to check because they don't understand how to manage their money.
Yeah, you're talking now.
For everybody. So it goes from family values, financial literacy, then it's consumerism. Right? Now it's getting the collective to understand, okay, we got to collectively spend with our own. We got to support. We got to actually do a little bit of research. It's okay to be like, I don't know where a black restaurant is, so let me go to Yelp. Let me go to TikTok. Let me find a black business. You can do a little research. Google is free.
Right.
And then the big thing, which is I think the thing that kind of hinders us the most, entrepreneurship. Because in the book Powernomics by Dr. Claude Anderson, he talks about one of the ways that the black economy can be able to produce is there got to be a vertical alignment when it comes to businesses. So, for example, let's say I'm going to use roller skating because I love roller skating. I want to open up a roller skating rink. Cool. That's a black-owned roller skate rink. But the roller skates that I import are from China. So even though you give money to the rink, the skates are going to this Chinese company. And then we talk about the electricity. Like, who supplies the electricity? A white-owned company. So that money is going to white. The skates going Chinese. Okay, who's a vendor for the food? Oh, an Hispanic business. So the money going to Hispanics, is going to whites, is going to Chinese, and then a portion of it may go to blacks. So until we start thinking about the small things and be entrepreneurs in the small things, so we can have that vertical integration. So every dollar that's spent within the rink goes to someone black, then we're going to continue to find ourselves at the helm of other economies or other races or other nationalities or ethnicities that are spending themselves black, but then also now we got to depend on them to give us the resources we need to have our own black success.
Wow.
Great fucking answer, Xante. Jesus Christ.
Man, we don't go black.
That was a great answer. That was
we all block.
I mean, he changed some of my perspectives on, just, black businesses, supporting black businesses, which, we all want to do, but then there's the bad customer service, or they didn't have this right. And then I was like, hey, never thought about helping them. You know what I mean? So like that's just simple stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's just, and it's crazy
like,
that
I'm out of there.
It's crazy that you say that though, because like I think the roller skating one was a perfect like example, because in Houston, when I moved to Houston, I seen Hispanics do that and talk about that. Like there's so many, like if they need a cake, they're not going to no white cake lady or no black cake lady. Like they're going to search. They know that somebody in their community does that exact same thing. And I've also seen, in Houston, you see the Asian community, and I've also seen I've seen the black people do the same thing, in Houston. I think we gotta definitely carry that over, wherever we live. It doesn't matter where you live. You should be proud of. Even if you live in Utah, you should be proud as a black man to live in Utah, but you got to carry that. You can't take what you've seen in Houston and just leave it there. You know what I mean? So this man knows the movement. God dang.
Yeah.
When I was on council, city council for the city of Prairie View, I knew council members from all across the country. We used to have conferences, and I remember this one council member. They had a Asian town. A Chinatown in their community. So I asked, because this was during Black Lives Matter and whatnot. So I was like, man, with all this going on, like, how is the relation between you and the Chinatown in your community? And they was like, oh, there's really not really any relations. And I was like, what you mean? They're like, because they don't need me. They don't need me because they run their own economy.
Yeah.
Even though they're a part of my city, like, there's nothing, like they don't have to beg or grovel for anything like, hey, can you give me these resources? Because they know that they're going to get all their resources from their small community. And the crazy thing about it is if they're lacking a resource, they're going to teach one of their young ones to learn that resource. So when they grow up, they don't have to depend on, like, everything was internalized. Yeah. And when that council member told me that, I said, that's a whole nother level of thinking that
it is.
Talk about.
So is it just like, because I know in our community, we basically are raising our kids to be basketball players, entertainers.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? Versus, because, I remember at PV, Xante, you can attest to this, and probably everybody can. It's like the Indian people were going to school and they were doing engineering. You got the, Asian kids engineering. And I remember thinking back, because they were like, my teacher, I think it was in like elementary school, they made it seem like it was a bad thing. Yeah, the kids in China, they know exactly what they're forced to do their whatever they're going to do. They know at a young age exactly what they're going to be when they grow up. And I was like, dang, that's messed up. What if they don't want to, but what Xante was talking about is they put family, like community, high on their pedestal. So it makes sense that we don't have any black electricians. Well, when you get to high school, you're going to go to Votech and learn to be an electrician. But when you think about it, it's not really a bad idea, because once you start having a community and people start thinking like a community, then when Eli's power goes out, he's like, I know a black dude. And he's always going to have business, and everybody's always going to have business. Because Xante, how long did Black Dollar stay in our hands, our community?
6 hours. 6 hours in comparison to, I think, number one right now is the Asian community, which is 33 days.
And damn. And so, with that being said, there's so much money to be made in the black community. If we only keep it for 2 hours.
That's a very interesting conversation about how they train up their young to do something specific. Because a lot of people, they would rather have the freedom, right? Like, be what you want to be when you grow up. But I think, I never said there's never right or wrong about community culture. It's just what you do. I mean,
it's what they do.
there are African villages that have arranged marriages, and for us, we're like, oh, we would never do an arranged marriage and get a divorce in 3 years. They have arranged marriages that last a lifetime because they trust the elders to pick, they trust, the community to support the couple and everything. So it's not a wrong philosophy, but I say that if you are going to allow freedom, like you also teach consequences as well when it comes to freedom. And as you said earlier, Jonathan, as we talk about being entertainers and being athletes, that goes back to my earlier point was who are the leaders in the Asian community? And a lot of times, if there is a leader, it's going to be the business leader. But for the Black community, the leadership is the athletes. It is the musicians,
right?
And there's a historical precedent with that, because obviously with Black people, whenever people were on the streets, a lot of them got killed during the civil rights, a lot of them got killed during Black Power, and then with traumatic slave syndrome, having that materialism, the rappers and entertainers, they have all the material. So naturally the kids look up, especially those that are in lower socioeconomic areas. So there's a reasoning behind it, but all that kind of goes back down to when I was talking about my 4 points. The first one was family values. When the Black family got broken up, then those values started going everywhere else. It was very easy if I am the 1% or I'm the control of power, and I don't want your community to have the electricians, I don't want your community to have engineers, I don't want y'all to popularize the doctors and the dentists, then who am I going to put on the media? I'm going to put on the athletes, I'm going to put on, the musicians, because I know you ain't got daddy and home to tell you, nah, this is the way you're supposed to do anymore. Yeah. And it just makes it that much easier to control the community.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess I see what you said, the family values right now in our Black community. Hold on, I don't know if y'all can hear my dog barking. Eli, put that at 38, 45.
38, yeah.
All right. Sorry, y'all.
You good.
No, so with that being said, I mean, god dang. So like, I got thrown off.
You got to say, where do we start?
I got a question.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Trev.
So I think, you laid out your 4 points: family values, financial literacy, and then what was your third one again?
Consumerism,
and entrepreneurship. So financial literacy really hits home. And I think one of the main solutions to this issue in the Black community is lack of knowledge, right? So we grow up with these types of family values. I want to say majority of young Black men, they reach the age of 17, 18. They were playing ball. If they were lucky to have, a good family like I was, I know what love is. I know what work ethic is. I know I'm a good person. I'm a good man. I just didn't have access to that knowledge, right? I didn't have access to that schooling or that preparation for the real world. And so what advice would you give a 17, 18-year-old man, with your knowledge of the community and kind of like the trajectory of where we're headed? What should they be doing, right, to put themselves in a better position, financially or with, how you've laid it out?
Yeah, I mean, so that's a great question. So the thing that sucks about that question is because you said 17, 18-year-old, meaning that you done went through your whole childhood, and now you have to try to unlearn and relearn, right?
Right.
And so first, that's why I keep saying go back to family values. Like when the father's in the household, the mom's in the household, like you teach them when they're young. So you don't even got to go through that whole relearning process. Like that's all you know. A lot of kids know how to dribble a basketball at 18 because they were dribbling basketball They're 9, 10, 11-year-old, and now it's just like clockwork.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So-
Which is unfortunately usually realistic. What Trevor's case, when you're 17 or 18, you don't know that stuff because, like you said, we're just now. We didn't have the fathers and that family value, so that's usually is reality though. That you're 17, 18. That was me. I was taught to be a good person, but all this stuff, I didn't. It wasn't taught in my family. Which you go ahead.
Right. No. Yeah, you're 100% correct. Right. Yeah. So when you get to about 17, 18 years old, now if you're on your own personal hunt, it's hard to motivate someone that's never been taught something all their life to do something. Correct. But if you do find that personal conviction, right, you just gotta do what everybody else do. Read. Read the books, watch the YouTube video, the podcast is there. Like the knowledge is out there.
Right.
For anybody to find. There is no other way to sugarcoat it. The knowledge that you miss today is the knowledge that you wish you had tomorrow.
Yeah.
Facts.
And it's if we're gonna be like the African villages that we're supposed to be, and I am because we are, then once you have to teach the next person who doesn't know. Now it's gonna be a long process. So a lot of people are gonna go all their lives without having the knowledge. That is the pitfall of where we are at right now as a community. Yeah. But every community at some point has to get over the hump. Every community at some point has to get better. So it's going to be the choice of those who know. Are they going to know and then step on top of the ladder and kick the ladder where now everyone else is fine? Or are they going to get on their knees, put their hand out over the ledge, and one by one pick everybody back up? But I would say for the youngins, I know that they like to listen to people that have that type of knowledge or that can relate to them. So some of the folks I like to listen to, like I said, I like to listen to Angel Rich, real smart. I got to put the black woman out there first.
Right, you're right.
Black woman will lead you in the right direction.
Every time.
If y'all have a multitude of names to throw out, and one of those names, a black woman, throw her out first. Because us men, we need to learn how to appreciate and start putting black women on the forefront.
Wow.
Come on.
That's a little psychological thing that we typically do. We typically say all the black men first, all the white men first, then the black woman on the back end.
That's very true, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So,
Angel Rich, I like this guy named 19 Keys.
I listen to 19 Keys a little bit.
He's a part of the Earn Your Leisure group. I actually found out about Earn Your Leisure through Breakfast Club. And they were doing an interview with them, the Wall Street Trapper, guy that went to prison, and then learned financial literacy. And when you listen to these guys talk, like they're not going to use all the jargon and try to sound like this super intellectual. Like they're from the hood, so they got to go back to the hood, explain to their boys. So they're not going to use that jargon because their boys going to understand. Then they got to use language. So I think there's some really good universal guides to start off with. And then as you kind of start getting the lingo, once you start changing the mentality, then you can start going deeper into the actual language, the actual jargon, the actual specifications, and then you can start going to the Warren Buffetts and the financial investors that are on top of the game right now.
And I got a question for BJ, because this is very interesting. Do you think, because we mentioned church a little bit, I didn't hear none of this. Should obviously be taught in church as well. This should be. I don't know why it's not taught in church, but it kind of is, because when I went to Houston, I started going to a mega church. The Lighthouse. Pastor Keon, but this was taught there. This was taught at the bigger churches. They did talk about community. They were a community, entrepreneurship. Like they were talking about this, how to save. They spoke about this more often. But the church I came from, and most churches, the neighborhood black churches, we never talked about any of this stuff. So what's your take on that? The importance of that. Do you think there should be a shift in our the community work as in churches?
I think especially with specifically, which I know in the Pentecostal Apostolic churches, like they'll do the first fruits. So basically, you're giving your first entire, I believe it's like your first check of the year, and you're giving that whole thing um, to offering to bless the rest of your seeds of the year. Now, of course, if you don't have that financial literacy, that might be a not a smart not a
Yeah.
smart thing to do.
Not an
So
option.
like what our church did, we presented that, but we also presented, hey, we're gonna have these classes to show how you can successfully have, where you can successfully do your first fruits and then still you're, not putting yourself in a messed up situation. So I think with some churches, I think as time, and as more information comes out, I mean, we know the 10%, 10%, 10% thing, but it's like I said, I mean, the financial literacy just hasn't been there here recently. So
Yeah.
I think just we're really ignorant to a lot of stuff at this point, but we are, we are progressing.
Yeah.
agree.
But like I said, I mean, it's gonna take some time for
Yeah.
all of us to catch up. But then
Yes.
we don't. I mean, we're stingy. Like, to be honest, I mean, we're
Yeah.
like John. Even a few years ago, when you asked for that budget thing, that Excel thing, now I wasn't stingy about it. I'm like, but some people are like, they just want to.
Yeah.
I got this information. I got it how I got it, and it's me. So it's like some people
You
just
need to.
stingy
If
with
I
that.
could find out how to get it, you should be able to
Yeah,
too.
bro, that should be like first
That's
nature. Like,
stupid.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah, like
that's- yeah.
I didn't make this up, so somebody obviously gave me the information. So I think it's only
Right.
right to give somebody else. So
Do,
but we're gonna get there.
do y'all think that? Do y'all think it's a trickle down effect whenever we're not financially literate? Do y'all think that affects? And this is just my first, child support, putting daddies on child support because they need the money.
Let's talk about it.
Ultimately, um, do y'all think that causes stinginess? Do y'all think that causes materialism? Because I feel like think about this: if everybody could afford Jordans, it wouldn't be cool to get the new Jordans. You know what I'm saying? So do y'all think financial literacy is kind of like? I feel like Xante was saying, family values, but
Yeah.
without the family values, I mean, with the family values, like if they're not financially literate in that house, how do they? Is that the root of it all?
I think that steers the family values, right? How literate you are financially will dictate, some of where those family values lay. Is that your question? Or is that kind of where you're at?
Yeah. I wonder if because you think of all the things that are used to divide, I'll say our community. For example, like I'll use child support, like it seems like it's very divisive. You know what I'm saying? Like the woman isn't doing it because she's like, oh, I hate this man. I'm about to da. She's like, no, I need money to raise this baby, basically. I mean, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But if we're in a space where, okay, when I'm with Jamal's main thing is y'all need to have $1,000 per person at all times. If y'all have 995, you need to put 5 back in there from whatever, but you need to have $1,000 saved per person. And of course, that'll probably adjust as my position increases in life. But that's what I don't know. I'm curious.
I will tell y'all a personal story about me, and I don't like talking about myself too much, but I think it's appropriate for this
It's
conversation.
the Clear Vision podcast.
Clear vision. Oh, great.
This is what we call a moment of transparency.
Okay.
Yeah, moment of transparency.
So, my family, we wasn't the most. We didn't talk about economics that much growing up until my dad, as he got more and more into his maturity as an adult, he realized that if we don't bring together family values and understand financial literacy, then we're going to be doomed to repeat every generation afterwards. So when I was in college, my dad told me, my sister, and my cousin, they said, y'all need to start putting money aside, and sooner or later y'all can buy some land. And he would tell us that for about 2-3 years, and we always said we do it, but we're really just blowing smoke. So one day, I was like, look, let's see where this goes. So me, my sister, and my cousin, we started putting money aside, right? And you put it into a bank account, a savings account, and you don't look at it, you don't touch it, you forget it's there. So we're putting money aside, and as we're putting money aside, one day my sister tells us, hey, let's have a meeting. Cool. So we have a meeting. Hey, y'all know how much money we got aside? Now, we've been putting money away, like direct deposit, not even thinking about it. I was like, what's up? She's like, guess how much money we got? I was like, how much? So we got 10 G's. I was like, 10 G's? I mean, in my mind, I'm like, how do we get 10 G's? Right. But then I realized it's 3 people putting in money every month, and we were doing that for 2.5 years. Yeah. So, I was about 23 at that time, 23, 22. So, I never thought I was going to buy land that early. But now I was talking to my sister, like, so we got money to buy land? And she's like, not only that, we can buy land with cash. Yeah. So we was like, okay. So we went through this process of looking through some land, and we were like, all right, hey, there's some stuff in Hempstead. So we go ahead. That's the city next to the city of Prairie View. So we're like, okay, let's go ahead and buy this land. It was about $6,000. So all right, let's go ahead and buy it. Now we bought it because we had money. And the people that were selling it was like, you know what? Since y'all got cash, we're gonna sell it to you quick. We're gonna take a little bit off top because you can give it to us now. Cool. Yeah. You ain't gotta finance it. 2 years later, we decided to check the Wallace County Appraisal District and see how much that land is worth. And that land went from $6,000 to $14,000 in 2 years. Damn. And in 2 years, it made me think about it because my dad would never first. Family values, right? Yeah. People a lot of times say don't do business with family because things go wrong. Then I can mess with family. But that shows you how skewed our family values is. Yeah. Because every other community is like, no, we only doing family. We only doing family. But but we're passing down the message: don't do business with family because we don't trust each other, which is so psychologically messed up. That's the people that you trust the most. Yeah. So first it was that family value that as we grew up, we trust each other. I trust my cousin. I trust my sister. We put money together. My dad would never told us, hey, go ahead and don't just spend it, like put in some land. Then we would never put in that land. If we never put in that land, that value would never went from $6,000 to $14,000. And right now there's going to be economic boom in Wallace County. So that $14,000 may boom up to whatever. So us learning that, what do? We kept putting money in. And guess what we're about to do? We're about to buy another property. Some more land. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Buy some more. So, when you talk about the trickle-down effect, yes, there is a trickle-down effect. Because I know when I have my son, when I have my daughter in the junk, hey, when y'all little, I'm going to teach y'all put some money aside, maybe to get some candy. Or maybe get a little TV, right? So you can understand what happens when you do a compound effect. But it's not going to be just my sister or the daughter putting the money. Look, the daughter and the son gonna put money in the pot together. So they're gonna look back at their childhood. Yeah. They're gonna be like, "Oh, we know how to do this. We've been putting money together as a family." Wow. So then, whenever it comes time when you actually make money as an adult, now you buying real estate, and then once you buy that real estate, land stays in your family forever if you wanted to. Now we can pass down generational wealth and start that tumbleweed where 4 or 5 generations now. We looking like the Asian and Jewish community in a way that we're teaching our young to go ahead and start investing themselves early.
Right. That's on the platter, bro. Put it on the platter. That's cold. That's game, bro. That's game.
Yeah. Because it's like, I just envision, bro, like, riding down the street and you seeing those little black girls selling lemonade. Like, get out your car and just buy a cup of lemonade, goddamn. Like, it's just $1. Shit.
I've never seen that in real life, John.
Me either, but...
Really? Yeah, I've never seen.
I've seen Girl Scout cookies. What is?
I've seen Girl Scout.
Yeah. Bro, y'all need to, bro. Well,
you grew up in a different neighborhood, BJ.
Well, no. I'm saying like, So I always DJ these like these black-owned pop-up shops. So it's literally like everybody there is legit black and they selling something. Like, so I cash out in there. Like I'm talking about to the girl doing the that, bro, all that. So yeah, bro. I mean, it's definitely out there.
We need to show up to one of those,
for
DJ.
Sure. Like it's definitely out here. We just don't know about it, and they don't promote those like others. But.
And see, Xante, the thing about we all in Oklahoma, bro, and the black community.
Oklahoma?
Yeah, we're all.
Yeah, man. Praise God.
I went to high school. I've been knowing Trevor Eli since elementary. But
Facts.
no, bro, it's in Oklahoma, man. It's such a crap in a barrel mindset. Like in comparison to Houston, bro, you see so many rich or wealthy black people that are like really like doing their thing, bro. I mean, as expected, it's a big city, all this and that. But Oklahoma, bro, is. Man, you don't hear about nothing. We're kind of like in a time capsule, bro. Where restaurants don't even be using Yelp, bro. They don't even use Yelp. And so,
us, bro, they use.
And that's
Yelp,
what I was talking about, bro.
I got on a wait list. They were like, we do not do a wait list here. So your wait is 45 minutes.
I can't remember last time someone said, "Hey, let's vacation to Oklahoma."
See, that's that bull I'm talking about right there. He's the problem.
Hey, it's good. It's cheap though. You can make a lot of money out here.
Yeah, you're talking about buying land, exactly.
Yeah, you're talking about buying land. Yeah,
you make a lot of money.
I'll buy a plot of dirt.
Hey man, go ahead and cut this out. We gonna go ahead and cut this out.
Bro,
man.
I think he has been here.
Son, where'd you find this?
Nah, you take this
bro, but Xante, bro, you acting like Black Wall Street wasn't here, bro. You acting like Bowley wasn't here.
Facts.
Little Oklahoma history, bro. Oklahoma is by far the reddest state in America. Is it funny, bro?
Right here, I'm cracking up, bro.
I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm gonna need you to get right, nigga. Dang. I feel highly disrespected, bro. This is the stuff I was talking about at the beginning. You know what I mean? Like this is why we need to be proud. This is why we need to be proud to be from Oklahoma, bro.
It's funny, bro. But I went
niggas like him.
I went to Langston, bro. And
I got the reaction all in TV.
Bro, niggas from Houston, New Orleans, Florida, all of them come to Oklahoma. They see Langston, they like, what is all the?
There's nothing here.
Horses. They're like, bro, this is so bullshit. I'm like, bro, this is not Oklahoma, bro. OKC is actually a good city.
And Tulsa's very nice city too, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro, we got a good city, bro.
Oklahoma has one of the cleanest and best looking downtowns in the nation, bro. You look
and
it up,
Oklahoma has probably one of
He's
the
getting
most
attacked now.
Yeah, he is, because he started it, bro. He started it.
No, but on some real stuff, bro, like Oklahoma has so many black towns, bro. Whenever the Indian Removal Act happened, Native Americans was part of that, but it was a lot of black people, like, that came to Oklahoma from, Detroit, all that stuff, just throughout history, bro, and opened up black towns. There's so many black towns that, like Bowley, Beggs, Okmulgee, a lot of, especially in Tulsa after the bombing or whatever people want to call it, the bombing. People really, those black people dispersed around Tulsa, and so many black towns in Tulsa, bro. Oklahoma could really be a black people hub, bro. Once Atlanta fill up like it is doing right now.
Right.
It's just so much. Anyway, bro.
I'll tell you, I love Oklahoma.
No, you don't.
Bro,
You don't lie.
No, but I'm gonna tell you something, because I'm a history buff. And I think one of the most interesting things about Oklahoma was during the Trail of Tears. What a lot of people didn't know is I think like a third of those Indians that were marching had slaves. So there were slaves that were marching with the Indians. So of course the Indians and the Africans, they did what they did. So they had children, and those black people that were born from that bonding were called freedmen Cherokees. And the interesting about it was, and I think they're still fighting to the day about it, was when the Indians were getting those reservations, because of the Indian Removal Act and all that stuff. A lot of those Africans was trying to get some of those same benefits, but they couldn't because they weren't full-blooded Indians.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we didn't choose to be part Indian on our own. It's because our mom and dad, were enslaved.
Right.
Like, we had no choice.
Right.
So we should get a piece of that pie. And I think even to this day,
no, they still fight for it.
Bro,
they're still trying to fight for their form of reparation as freedmen Cherokee. So I think Oklahoma is a great place of history. I know most people know about Black Wall Street.
Yeah. Now they do, bro.
Now they do.
Now they do. It's crazy. I went to when I was in Austin, I was talking to an older dude, and he was a black dude. He said, "Man, I didn't find out about Black Wall Street till 2019. I didn't learn about it at school." And he had grown. I'm talking about Sir Tom in the Marines, bro. He's like about getting ready to retire. He said, "I didn't find out about that till 2019," and that just shows, bro. Like
they didn't want us to know.
Yeah, because bro, there were literally white men coming to black banks, bro, asking for a loan to buy a home. Like we had that power, and like I know I said it before, but it's like a lot of times us when we talk about community, sometimes we don't plant trees because we won't get to eat the fruit that it bears.
Yeah.
And we think about right now and just think about ourselves, bro. And I just think it's so detrimental. But Xante, bro, it's like people like you, the Clear Vision podcast, having this platform, bro, just to inform and create this domino effect of community, man. We need to do better in our community. I think that's we got to be the change we want to see, bro. So when we see a black restaurant that maybe don't give us the best service, man, talk to them on why we don't think the service was best and what they can do. If they take it the wrong way, however, they take it the wrong way, but at least you tried. And somebody's going to appreciate it.
Yeah.
And that community does start with pride. I hate hearing people say, "Oh, it's just Oklahoma. Oklahoma ain't got nothing." Or Oklahoma, build something, nigga. Like whatever you want, build something, and it starts there. Like all of Houston, bro. Anything from Houston, bro. They are proud about it, bro. Yep. Like they got this donut place called Shipley's. They swear they the best donuts.
And they're not.
They're not. But what I F with though is how hard
I'm not by myself with this now. I probably got some people behind
bro.
me.
It's Krispy Kreme is way better than Shipley's. But listen though, they rock with Shipley's so hard. Like they do, bro. And I'm like, you know what, man? It's a shame that like first it starts with pride too. You got to be prideful about where you from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He said, like John said, be the change, huh?
No,
Heck no, bro. They're like donut cakes. They're too bready. Like it's so much bread. They're too bready, bro. Don't nobody want
donuts have too much bread.
Bro, it's too much bread. It's thick. It's like this thick Trevin.
Bro, y'all are fat.
What's that donut place? What's that donut place by Crest? Wilson's or something like this by that Wilson's
best donuts ever,
bro.
Something like that. Yeah,
they will poop on Shipley's any day, bro. But
if I brought you some of them donuts, you would probably.
And people in Houston are so prideful that they know Krispy Kreme's is better than Shipley's, but you're not gonna hear them say that though because they got that much pride in their community. They're like, nah, this came from us, and we need to rock like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, facts.
It's just, bro. Martin Luther King, 23rd and Martin Luther King, bro. It's always black food trucks, pop-up shops.
Yeah, it is
every weekend, bro. Xante, bro. I do want to ask, bro. I'm curious. Ever since I kind of brought it up earlier, like you were talking about the Asians, they don't depend on their state government for nothing because they have the economy to do that. And it seems like us as black people, as community, we depend on welfare, food stamps, child support, all of this to like make it. And it seems like it's more of a cutthroat way, if you know what I mean. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I won't say a cutthroat, but like, I'm sorry.
So what's the question?
Basically, like, where does it stem from? How do we get past that?
So one, I think we gotta be very careful when we say black people don't do things or can't do anything because the generalizations further a psychological pitfall that is not true in a sense of what are you looking at statistics? Because when you talk about welfare, white people use more welfare than black people.
Yeah, they do.
Now, so I think one. We got to understand the history.
Well,
we got to understand the history because there are definitely times where black people were very strongly tied together, right? When the times we were enslaved, very strong together. But I mean, those enslavement days took a lot from us. And then when we got out for Reconstruction, and this is where we talk about the wealth in the community. We were promised 40 acres and a mule by General William T. Sherman, and we wasn't given that. We was actually supposed to be given plots of land along the south and the east coast. Wasn't given that. Actually, instead, we was told figure it out. Mm-hmm. And not only were we told to figure it out, it's like, but we're also going to put these road stops. We're going to put these pitfalls in front of you to make it even harder. So at that point, even though we wasn't getting the wealth, we were still strong because we knew that all we had to do was depend on each other. And it's very easy because with racism, you obviously you can't depend on white people because they don't like you. So you got to depend on the people next to you. But then you naturally started going into after Reconstruction era, and you go after the days of our politics, and you start going around the 1900s where they started pinning, black people together. When they started putting, drugs in the hood, they started taking the fathers away with mass incarceration. They started having a full-on attack on the black family because the government knew that if you attack the nucleus, you destroy the whole forest. So we got to take out the trees. So when black people now had this psychological pitfalls of not wanting to work together, part of it is systemic design, because for one group to be so high, that means another group has to be really low.
Right.
We first of all, we have African blood in us. We have nothing but love. We are bred and destined to love and to be community and be peace. It is with integration of Eurocentric values in which we lost a lot of those things. And now, if you think about a European economy, you think of American economy, it's about competition. It's about dominance. And so when we were like, okay, to get to the top of this game that we're playing, we got to play by their rules. That means we also had to adopt their values. And by adopting their values, trust me, the way white men treat their woman is nothing special either.
Yeah.
I mean, they women ain't get the right to vote to like the 60s.
Right.
At the same time as black people. And these white women were fighting for white men. They actually had a group called the Daughters of Confederacy, where for years, decades, they put money into creating these monuments, these statues that we see today of these Confederate generals to write these books. So, I mean, these white women are fighting tooth and nail, and they don't even get a right to vote. Yeah. So, when you adopt the values of the oppressor to try to play the oppressor's game, then naturally you can start losing some of the values within your own family. I think now we're slowly starting to get back to that aspect because we have the Black Power movement, but after a lot of leaders got killed, J. Edgar Hoover was splitting folks up. We lost a lot of those values, but we got to once again read the books because every solution we're looking for, someone has written about it.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah, that's true.
Every problem that we be like, man, how do we do this? I mean, granted, the question that we ask on podcasts is a question we can answer in a book.
Yeah.
And once we start having those values, we just continue to move forward. So like I said, I want to make sure that's important that we don't see ourselves from the origin of deficit, but see ourselves from the origin of power and just say we just need to get back our power instead of saying we're at the bottom and we got to climb our way back to climb our way to the top.
Yeah, that's real.
I love that take. And I love what I mean, it makes a lot of sense with combined it with what you've been saying this whole time and John's been saying this whole time. With I think it's just, I mean, it's gonna take time. I mean, like even with the example that you gave about when slaves were finally freed, I think it's easier to rely on each other when you're forced to. Like you said, like they couldn't get nothing from nobody else, so they had no choice but to come together. Nowadays, in 2022, we have all these options. So I think it's gonna take a little bit more time for us to come together and realize, and wake up because we have so many different races that we can go to. But like you were speaking on, we have to be able to accept that we might not see some of the change in our lifetime, like John was saying, but we got to plant that seed anyway, and especially with the, like you said, I agree with the our families have gotten we have not started at the same spot as these Asians and these white people and these Hispanics have started. Everybody started at a different, a different starting point. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And obviously, we all know that we've had some trials and tribulations we had to get to, but now we have to understand as a people today that's not the case for us. We have the option and we have the power. I believe because we have a lot of successful Black people right now.
So many.
So we have the power right now to start that, and I honestly believe that it starts with the families. You know what I mean? It starts with mom and dad. Being educated on not just money and finances or business on it, but love. You know what I mean? You gotta wanna see that unity. You know what I mean? We see our mom and dad together. We know we can all be together as a people. You know what I mean? It starts there. So, I love what both of you have said this entire episode, man.
Now, I'll say just one quick point. Because what Black people perceive we're so behind as, I think another detriment to us is that we put all the value in the destination and not in the journey in itself.
Yeah.
So we're like, if we don't have 100,000 millionaires by
next week,
2023, we ain't do what we supposed to do. It's like, right. If you know anything about life, if you understand ancient African, philosophy, polarity means that things are going to go up, it's going to go down like the waves.
Right.
So there's going to be some times where you got to go through a valley. There's going to be some times where you go through a mountain. But if you understand that the victory is in a journey and not a destination, then the Black people are successful every day, every moment.
There you go.
The fact that y'all have kids.
Yeah.
Y'all successful. The fact that y'all doing this podcast, y'all successful. And what it takes for a movement, a lot of people think a movement of people, everybody at one point agrees like, hey, let's do this and go forward. Not what happens with movements. This will happen with every revolution, with every country, whether you talk about Cuba, whether you talk about France, when they had the French Revolution, when you talk about Soviet Union, whether it was good or bad, what ended up happening was there were different factions that these people over here were doing something, they're making change. These people over here are making change, and they saw each other. They're like, "Oh, we both make a change. Let's make change together."
Yeah.
And they started, and they didn't value uniformity. They value unity.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And as Black people, once we understand the values in the journey and the values in unity, and not everybody walking in the straight line with uniformity, then we'll really understand we're doing what our ancestors told us to be doing, which is not look left, not look right, but just move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Wow.
And see, bro, I mean, I don't know if I've told y'all, but Xante ran for mayor, bro. And I remember we had a conversation and I was letting him know, bro. I was like, man, it's dope that you're running for mayor just off the simple fact, bro, like our ancestors that are looking that were slaves, they're like, dang, we got my offspring are running for mayor right now. That's crazy. And
That's big.
Soon, if Xante runs again, he can win mayor, and then they'll be able to say, man, you won mayor. Like, I never even pictured it, bro. Like, I never imagined where we would be in this time period. And I just think, bro, it's like, whenever we think about where we've gone, like, man, I was talking to Carrie's grandparents because it was some Black people on a commercial, and I was like, man, how often did y'all see Black people on TV, just like commercials? And man, her grandfather kind of got like emotional. He was like, man, this is so crazy. It's like I never would even imagine. And bro, they're only grandparents, bro. Like it's not. They're like, man, I never would have imagined, man. It's so amazing to see, and like all the things that like Black people are doing now is just, and it's like us, we kind of be spoiled sometimes. Like, man, we got to be doing this. But those older people that really dealt with Jim Crow a lot more than we did. They're just like, wow, it's like, man, and so, man, like he said, bro, the journey is beautiful, bro, and like like I said, bro, when y'all was talking about financial literacy just being in your household values, like I think if I teach KO starting off, like yeah, we got a financial advisor, and he helps us with our money. Black man, shout out Jamal, JJ underscore Rutherford on Instagram. Bro, KO's he's like, he's not gonna know no different. Like he said, he was like, yeah, I got a financial advisor at 10. You know what I'm saying? His kids, it's not even gonna be a thought, but it start with us, bro.
Yeah,
You know
facts, bro.
what I'm saying?
Facts.
I love the take that you gave too with talking about the commercials with the grandparents.
Yeah,
because I didn't realize how big Obama like winning presidency. I knew it was a big deal, but like the emotional side of it when we went to we had a party as a family, and when I seen all the old people still crying 3 weeks ago, over him becoming the president, like everybody that was like 60 and up, I was like, I got to really experience like how important it was, So yeah, I love that.
Fire. Yeah,
Big deal.
BJ, my fault, bro. To cut the real quick, Xante, I got one more question to ask you, bro. And I'll talk about this often, but I'm on the outside looking in. I want to ask you, bro, how many black male teachers, is it common, bro, there in Texas maybe versus? Yeah. I know here, bro, if there wasn't a coach, I had one male black teacher, bro, that wasn't like a coach, just a regular teacher in second grade. Marcus Garvey, that was the school. It was a black school.
Wait, you went to a Marcus Garvey school?
I went to a Marcus Garvey charter school. Hell yeah, bro. We pledged the Kenyan flag. Dick Gregory came and spoke.
What?
Yeah, bro. I got to see.
Oh, that's crazy.
On the east side, yo.
Oh, that's crazy. That makes sense, John. You just taught me something about you that makes sense,
bro. My third grade teacher marched with Martin Luther King.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, bro.
Actually, I'll be honest. Now, I mean, I'm just gonna go and say this out loud. That my goal is to teach at a Pan-African school, so I'm getting my skill set together with math because I want to not only teach Black people math, but also teach them cultural significance of our contribution to the mathematics field. That's hella.
Hold on. Educators, real quick, bro. Real quick.
Wow.
That's hella dope, bro. That's hella dope.
I don't know if I cut out. Did educators real quick, bro? Or
I'll say this, and because I know we're on a time frame. I think one of the things I hate teaching my students is Pythagorean theorem, because Pythagoras was a Greek. The Greeks learned from the Africans from Egypt, because Egypt was the center of the world of intelligence. So Pythagoras theorem, he didn't discover it.
Yeah,
like he learned from an African, but when the victor rewrites the history, no one knows who was the one that really started. But Africans, if you look at the pyramid, they've been on the mathematics. They've been on supreme mathematics, sacred geometry. And I gotta teach, what they tell us to teach, and I can't say anything other. So I'll be throwing a little cat.
Yeah, you can. Y'all know it's crazy. Miss Ashley taught me that exact thing. The white algebra or geometry teacher at Millwood City. She taught me that exact thing.
But it's so crazy because I sprinkled it in. You
got to, man. You got to.
The whole critical race theory thing.
Yeah.
It's like, and they don't want no CRT. I sprinkle it in there, but I don't get deep into it because I'm like, look, I still
gotta finish class.
I still need to pay these bills.
Right.
But to John's question, it's unless you're talking about a coach, you're gonna see Black coaches everywhere.
Right.
But if you're talking about in the STEM field, like the science and the mathematics, the technology, the engineering, I wouldn't say it's rare, but definitely uncommon. You will see a lot more Black women though.
Right.
You will see a lot more Black women, but Black men, I know for my particular field of math, well, one, if you're excluding coaches, Black male teachers are 0.02% of teachers. If you're excluding coaches. So when you talk about math, Black male math teachers, out of that 0.02%, we are 0.02% out of that 0.
Niggas ain't teaching math.
Now that's 0.00002%.
Damn.
That means there's 22 in the country.
That's
I'm not far off.
That's a black culture problem, bro. Knowledge is not cool. You know what I mean? It's just not. So we got to start there.
But here's the thing, though, it's like
That's crazy.
But the thing about like the Asian community, Jewish community, like even if your child's teachers aren't Asian or Jewish, they're gonna teach them in the household.
Yeah,
it's like they don't care what type of whitewash history they learn in public school. But trust me, we about to deconstruct it all when we get home. That's our problem. Which is public school is necessary because it really does teach you like social skills and whatnot. And plus, black people ain't got money to send their children to private school.
Right.
Well, not everybody. So, but the issue becomes when they get back home, it's like there's nothing to deconstruct that thought.
Yeah.
So it's like whatever these people give you, and I know it because I work for a lower socioeconomic district where I look at these kids' grades and I know for sure your parents ain't talking to you. So I'm like, there ain't no way you got a 7 on this stuff. Ain't no way. And I gave y'all 2 answers. There ain't no way you got.
I gave y'all 2 answers.
Ain't no way.
Oh man.
Praise God. Well, we thank God for you. We thank God for
heck
you.
Yeah. So needless to say, man, we gotta. I'm sure you inspire all your students, bro. You're a great person, man. But I know your black students that see you and talk to you, bro. I'm sure they have a different type of respect for you versus their Hispanic. I know you said 50% Hispanic, 30% black, and the rest is whoever they are. Sorry.
Hey, I didn't mean like that.
Yikes. No, Jonathan, he will make it extreme.
I think only had 3 white kids on all my classes this year. So they're very ethnically diverse. Shout out to all my kids out there if y'all hear me. But they don't know me as Mr. Wallace. They call me Mr. Groovy. So
there we go.
Mr. Groovy. I like it.
You're gonna come in there on some skates soon.
Yeah.
They're not gonna know how to act. But yeah, man. Needless to say, bro. I know. I'm my only black male teacher, bro. Is the only teacher I really remember, bro, and was excited to go to class for it. That's kind of crazy, but. No, bro. Again, thank you for joining us today, man. Oh man,
God bless you.
Podcast, bro. My vision got a little clearer today,
for sure.
Oh yeah.
Y'all need to put us on game.
Hey, make sure JJ that you send me J-Dog, send me send me our socials and whatnot. I think it's important for people to see black fathers talking to each other.
Oh yes, sir, bro. We're gonna have your name we're gonna have you up here too, bro. I got you. Trevin.
Who up here?
Wait, can I put your Instagram on here?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have your name.
I thought you meant I'm about to have a kid. Hold on.
No.
Oh.
I know Father's Day coming around, but
well, you gotta get a knowledge to somebody, Xante. Jesus Christ.
I'm dead.
You messing up the movement. You messing up the movement by not having kids, okay?
Didn't God say be fruitful and multiply?
Amen. Amen.
We'll talk about that in a couple.
That nigga said I multiply in class, bro. F all
that. Hey, Trev, right? That's your name, Trev?
Yes, sir.
Hey, congratulations on getting married, bro.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate that, man. For sure, man.
Trevin, bro, where can they find us, man?
They can find us at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Be sure to subscribe. I challenge everyone to start a book this week, man. Put the socials down, upgrade your content that you are consuming.
Wow.
We need more knowledge,
wow,
not just entertainment.
Wow.
Big facts.
Wow.
Big facts. Eli, bro,
yes,
what can they say to us? I mean, it's a lot to say to us.
Yeah, it is, man. This was a great episode. Trevin, I like that idea. Trevor's book's coming out soon. Porn Sucks.
Point is whack.
Point is whack. I'm sorry. Point is whack. I messed up the title.
I can't wait to the episode, bro.
So he's definitely gonna have his book coming out. But no, man, this was a very very much needed episode. In this listener letter though, man, we need a listener letter, man. We really do. We need one really bad. Why do y'all think that we don't have that many black teachers in our black male teachers in the nation, man? So y'all give y'all opinion on that. What's the root of that, so we can figure it out. But if you do want to leave a listening letter, go to clearvisionpod@gmail.com. If you see a video on Instagram and you want to leave your listening letter there in the comments, do that. You know, same thing with YouTube, man. You get done watching the video, you're right there. Leave your listening letter right there. Just let us know your listening letter. We'll shout you out if you want us to. If not, we got you. Yeah, man. Let us know, man. Why? What's up with the black male, teachers in the world?
Do professors count? I had a whole.
I think so.
Professors, teachers.
I think so.
I would separate the two entities.
Because I had buku black.
Yeah, bro. Xante, man. BJ and Trevin both went to Langston HBCU grads as well.
Indeed.
Yeah, they did.
And Eli's wife is a TSU grad.
Yeah, she went to TSU. I see why you separate Texas Southern. Texas Southern. Mm-hmm. I see why y'all separate professors and teachers though, because
because the thing about professors be making
they're
money.
dealing with grown people too,
And a lot of folks, a lot of people don't want to go into the public school because they don't make as much money, even though that's where the next generation.
There you go. Yeah, that's what I. Yeah, that's
by the time you're professor, you're an adult. Like, and here's the thing though, everybody goes to public school. The majority. Not everybody goes to college.
That's true. That's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
BJ, bro. I mean, I guess you still gotta say what you gotta say, but should you really have to say what you gotta say?
I mean, I'll say this. After this beautiful episode, I think the first step into supporting our community is donating to our Cash App. $sign Clear Vision Pod.
That was great.
Yeah,
it could all be so simple.
Yeah, like if you made it this far, I mean, I don't see why you haven't, but at least some $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $10, $20, whatever is whatever you feel in your spirit that we deserve. Or not deserve. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but
I think we deserve it. I mean,
y'all deserve it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I said deserve.
What was the highest number you went? $20?
I said 1,000 before.
Oh, we deserve that too. Goddamn.
Praise God.
BJ, did you already say where, bro? Where they can
$sign Clear Vision Pod, and y'all know went in Cash App and you thought about it. It's like, nah, these niggas don't need it. Trev work IT. No, man. No, man. We need that.
I still need it. Amen. Praise God.
We got kids. We got kids.
Oh man. Also, don't forget to follow us on our Instagram at Clear Vision Pod. Xante, do you want to shout out your socials, bro? Do you want to?
Yeah. Y'all can follow me on Twitter at Poetical Wallace. At Instagram at Xante _Isaiah at Xante _Isaiah XANTE _Isaiah.
There we go, man. And man, thank y'all for tuning in, bro. Hit up Xante, follow Xante. If y'all have any questions, man, he's the man. Like I said, Xante is a man of he seeks knowledge and also gives knowledge freely, bro. Anytime I ever had a question, bro, I ask Xante, and he will not hesitate to give me an answer, the historical context behind it, and how to fix it. That's the problem. Niggas got too many problems and no solutions.
There you go.
That don't get nobody nowhere. Nope. Nobody nowhere. So
read.
Make sure y'all go vacation in Oklahoma.
Please.
Oh, big facts, bro.
Go to Tulsa.
Go to the Riverwalk.
Visit Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
Come to the Thunder Arena, bro. Visit
Deja Vu.
Deja Vu. I'm trying to get this man.
Wow.
Go buy a cactus.
All right, here we go.
All right, bro. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in.
We're going to have to take him to this